Haas team principal Guenther Steiner has stated that he wants to wait until the summer break to decide on the 2023 driver lineup, but the American team has decided to delay negotiations because it now prefers to take its time. Mick Schumacher will therefore not receive an immediate confirmation, putting the German essentially in the dark as the craziest F1 silly season in years continues. Why is Haas in this situation? And what did Guenther Steiner have to say about Mick Schumacher? You'll find out in this video. Stay until the end to receive all the latest news about the Schumacher prodigy. First, let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on Mick Schumacher's time in F1 so far. Has he lived up to your expectation, or should he have done better? So Mick Schumacher's second half of the Formula 1 season in 2022 is probably going to be challenging. The 23-year-old will likely have to fight for his future to compete at the top level of motorsport with 9 races left. Mick Schumacher won't get a contract extension during the summer break, according to the media, since it appears that the Haas team has chosen to put off negotiations. After Sebastian Vettel's departure was confirmed, the Aston Martin team emerged as a viable possibility for the young German driver. However, Mick Schumacher's aspirations were shattered, and his negotiation power with Haas was lost by the news that Fernando Alonso would be joining the British squad in 2023. Knowing that it is now the only method for the German to guarantee his grid slot for the following year, the Haas team can now rely on the time passing. Although not every seat has been assigned, it is almost clear that drivers like Guan Yu will keep their seats. What will happen at Alpine following the commotion around Oscar Piastri is also unknown for now. Therefore, at the restart of the season, the pressure on the German driver should rise significantly. The American team has a multi-year contract with his partner Kevin Magnussen. In the competition between teammates, Magnussen is clearly ahead with 22 points to Schumacher's 12 in the Drivers' Championship. The German driver has struggled in the last 2 races in France and Hungary after improved efforts at Silverstone and Spielberg, the only 2 races where he scored points. If Haas rejects Mick Schumacher for 2023, it might be the first F1 season since 1981 without a full-time German driver. Next to this, it would be a shame for the Schumacher name within the Formula 1 sport. As we all know, Mick is heavily associated to the Ferrari brand, and this has helped him in the past, but Guenther Steiner is free to act without having to wait for Ferrari to decide how to handle Mick Schumacher. The Haas team manager is hesitant to discuss the German's contract renewal though. Schumacher was paired with Haas in 2021 because of their use of the Ferrari engine and his close ties to the Ferrari team. However, Steiner will speak with team owner Gene Haas about Schumacher's contract. Steiner would not be in a rush to complete his term, according to a report from the German RTL. Only in Monza would the initial discussions happen. We don't have to wait to see what Ferrari says. We never decide the driver before the summer break, and we will not do so this year. Obviously, I will start to speak with Gene over the summer break, Steiner said. The team manager claims that Schumacher will find out what will happen at the end of September or in October. Although Schumacher is a member of the Ferrari Driver Academy, Steiner and Haas are still in charge of selecting the drivers who will drive for them. I don't want to speak about our Ferrari deal because otherwise they get upset, jokes the team boss. At the end of the day, I don't know the real deal between Ferrari and Mick, and I don't need to know. If he decides to go somewhere else, I cannot change it. Even though Mick Schumacher earned his first points of the year just before the summer break, rumours persist that his Haas race place is in jeopardy. Additionally, Ferrari might not be on his side either. According to reports, Haas has an agreement with the Scuderia under which they are required to field one of Ferrari's junior drivers. Schumacher has been the youngster for the past 2 years, but current reports in the media claim he is fighting to save his spot after Haas halted talks with the driver. However, unlike the previous 2 years when Schumacher could rely on Ferrari's assistance, Bild asserts that the 23-year-old is no longer the team manager's favourite driver. Ferrari boss Matteo Binotto is not fully convinced by Schumi Jr., has been claimed in the German media. And now, due to Mick Schumacher's lack of contract for 2023, his future in Formula 1 appears to be a little unclear, and he might have even lost a bit of the support he had from Ferrari. Schumacher was supposed to replace Sebastian Vettel at the Aston Martin F1 team, but the unexpected arrival of 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso has put an end to that plan. Schumacher's greatest hope of staying in Formula 1 will probably be if the Haas F1 team decides to keep him for the upcoming season, but even that seems to have met a roadblock. Many people would be stunned if Haas did not offer their current driver a contract. Since earning his first ever Formula 1 points at the British Grand Prix, Schumacher has improved significantly. He followed this up with his best ever championship finish, a P6 at the Austrian Grand Prix. Since then, the 23-year-old hasn't placed in the top 10, and the team's latest upgrades aren't doing anything to help the VF22 perform any better. The son of Michael Schumacher is still a member of the Ferrari Drivers Academy and serves as the reserve driver for Scuderia Ferrari, despite various rumours that he would depart. Since it is unlikely that Ferrari will release either Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz, a move to Ferrari doesn't appear to be in the cards until 2025 at the earliest. According to rumours, Mattia Binotto is no longer convinced about the German's future considering his performance, and there is talk that he may be expelled from Ferrari's Driver Academy. Then, he may depart the Ferrari program and join the development teams of Mercedes or even Red Bull, if they are willing to let the young Schumacher in. But for this to happen, they would have to have an open seat for him. Red Bull's advisor Helmut Marko even said that they haven't been looking at Mick Schumacher yet, but he did reveal that he is charmed by the experience Mick is gaining. He has improved compared to last year, Red Bull's top Austrian official Dr. Helmut Marko said. But he was always in the Ferrari program, so I never had him on my radar. Would he even fit in at Red Bull? As they have yet to confirm whether Yuki Tsunoda would be back for what would be his third season with the team in 2023, such a move might keep Schumacher in Formula 1 with Red Bull's sister team AlphaTauri. Even though the organisation has Pierre Gasly under contract through next year, there is still the perception that he isn't really committed to staying with the team into 2023. Everybody is aware of how little under contract implies these days. You'd be foolish not to place that right on par with the pledges of a career politician running for another term in office after this year's silly season, which wasn't just in Formula 1. Although Daniel Ricciardo and McLaren agreed to remain partners through 2023, Oscar Piastri, an Alpine reserve driver, has reportedly taken Ricciardo's place after denying Alpine's press release that he will be driving for the team in 2023. Since Sergio Perez recently extended his contract through 2024 and the reigning world champion Max Verstappen recently extended his deal through 2028, a Red Bull seat is no longer an option for at least a few more years. However, Gasly is still reportedly interested in competing in a faster car, and the Alpine seat has been mentioned as a possibility. However, AlphaTauri should unquestionably be taken into consideration as one of the top landing locations, if not the top landing spot for Schumacher in 2023, regardless of whether Gasly is really tied in for another year. Red Bull would have the chance to determine whether he is prepared for a promotion to the top squad with a 2-year contract there. It is also interesting to note that, like Michael did for Vettel, Vettel has long been a mentor to the young Schumacher. Even before Aston Martin hired Alonso, Vettel encouraged Schumacher to take over his position at the British team. Is a transfer to the Red Bull team, where Vettel won 4 straight world championships, now a possibility? Who knows? So if that doesn't happen, what does Mercedes' driver program have left? They might have a seat in one of their junior programs if Williams decide to replace someone in the team. Thus, the German driver could join the British racing team if Williams' team principal decides to replace Nicholas Latifi and look for a new partner for Alex Albon. In addition, Alpine is unknown who will join Esteban Ocon for the 2023 season, so he may have a shot with the French racing team. All these chances, however, are hypothetical, and Haas is now Mick's only reliable choice for a seat in the race for the upcoming season. How do you feel about Mick Schumacher's situation? Do you think the Haas contract should be renewed, or should they remove him if he doesn't improve? Please leave your feedback in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to remain up to date with our content.